Welcome back, Physical Science 20. This is the PW1 Properties of Wave Review. So the sections that are involved there are PW1 mechanical waves properties. So when we first looked at waves, what are some of the properties? There was also a vast list of vocabulary terms there. So you should go through that because that could be in the multiple choice section. Then PW 1.2 mechanical waves, how to figure out speed. So we had the two different equations there. We had and you'll get this formula sheet, I'll attach it as well. So speed, distance over time, and also the universal wave equation. If we know the wavelength and the frequency, we can get it that way as well. And then we looked at the interference and diffraction patterns that result. A few diagrams there. Then we looked at light waves, properties and speed. We looked at interference and diffraction with light waves. And then lastly, as a wave application, we did the Doppler effect. So multiple choice, there'll be 10 questions worth 10 marks. Short answer will be 7 questions worth 25 marks for a total of 35. To give you a hint of what some of those short answer questions will be, questions 1A and B, frequency and period calculations. So going back here to the formula sheet, frequency, cycles per second, period, seconds per cycle, and of course the relationship between the two. So that'll be question 1, A and B. Then universal wave equation calculations. That'll be incorporated in some way, calculating wave speed potentially, then using the universal wave equation. Number 3, a wave interference pattern. So that involves looking at a diagram. Remember, we have a positive region and a negative region. When waves interfere, they combine. They either have constructive interference or destructive interference. So you have to draw the resulting pattern. Speed of sound calculation, number 4. So remember we had this at 0 degrees Celsius, the speed of sound in air is 331 meters per second. And for every 1 degree in temperature we go up by, we add 0.6. So we can use that there. Number 5, you'll have a 2-point interference pattern with waves, and you're to sketch them nodal lines. In other words, where the crests meet the trough. So you can look back in your notes, section 1.3 for that. Also diagrams dealing with diffraction, so bending around corners, etc. Again, look back at 1.3, you can see what we did there. And lastly, a Doppler effect type question using this formula right here. So the frequency of the source and figuring out the frequency of the thing that's detecting the wave. V is speed of sound in air that day. Is the detector moving? Is the source moving, etc. And remember, you have to draw it such that the thing making the sound is drawn to the left of the detector. So the detector is always drawn to the right. And of course, there may be a question involving the speed of sound. So there it is right there. Okay, so that is the review. That's what you need to know for the upcoming PW1 Properties of Waves exam. Okay, see you again.